Hello everyone and welcome to another Heffy Doodle card video. Today I am playing with brand new Heffy Doodle supplies. I've got the Wanna Build a Snowman stamp set, the Stargazer backdrop die, the stitched Slopey Joes, Imperial stitched circles and squares, plus some stencils. I have got a boatload of supplies here. So I'm taking a piece of Bristol smooth white cardstock, and this is a Tsukineko stencil brush, and this is one that I just bought. This is Ranger Distress stencil brush, and it kind of looks like a lipstick case. It has a kind of a slidey holder thing here, and it also has a cap. So all the color, you can store them easier, and the color won't get all over things, which I have that issue. So at this point, I'm just playing with this brush. I've got the Versamagic Aspen Mist. This is like a chalk ink, I believe, but I love it, and especially for this technique. So I've got the MFT cloud border, mini cloud border stencil, and I'm just stenciling on some fun clouds, and it really does work. I've darkened the video here a little bit so you can see it. That sliding neck of the case that it's in can give you control over the, I guess, the amount of space the bristles have to move. So I don't know, I really enjoyed using it. I also like the Nuvo stencil brushes. These are all very similar tools. So I liked where this was going, but I wanted to use a different stencil. So I'm breaking out a brand new Heffy Doodle First Snow stencil. Okay, it's got snow and hills. So you can have falling snow and softly fallen snow. So isn't that some cool stuff? So both sides of this stencil have hills, different shapes, so you can use the stencil. Now, the only problem that I had with this was the snow was really close to my hill line, so I had to use some purple, Thermoweb purple tape to cover up some of the snow in the center of the stencil so that I wasn't getting, because I didn't want the falling snow. I wanted these hills, and I really like the way that it turned out. I'm using a little bit of ink on the bottom section so that it's not as bright, stark white. I'm taking one of the stitched circle dies. These are stitched on both the inside and the outside, but we're just taking the circle to cut out my hills in the most delightful way. And I'm going to do a close-up for you so that you can see it really nice and close up. I'm laying it in my homemade color cubby here, and I'm going to hit it with both Sparkle and Frost shimmer spritz. That's right, folks, both. I was kind of going overboard. I was a little high maintenance, and so I broke out the pumice stone acrylic paint, and I started flicking that on, and I loved how that looked. And I will do another close-up. I did not water this one down, so this is straight acrylic paint, and those darker spots are the pumice stone. So I'm going to take my Mini Misty and the stamps from the Wanna Build a Snowman stamp set, brand new, by Heffy Doodle, and stamp them with Memento TUXEDO black ink on Nina 110-pound cardstock, because I'm going to be doing some Copic coloring. So if you do not enjoy watching other people color, you can skip to 5 minutes and 51 seconds on this video and skip the Copic coloring altogether. But I've inserted this second camera footage, and I have this Copic color map. So, new stuff, yay? I don't know. I don't know if this is helpful. Seeing it like this is probably useless, but I did it, so I decided to include it. I'm doing really simple Copic coloring. My upper C's, C9, C7, C5 for the black. The red was R25, R22, R21, and I stuck with those colors pretty much. The orange is going to be YR15, YR12, YR21, and the white parts I use C0 and C1 for the white-ish. But then I went in and I did some shading with my Goldfaber colored pencil, and that really worked out well. I also went back in to outline some of the lines of the image with my Copic multiliner in 0.03. And then I really messed up those polka dots on his scarf, so I went back in with a white Jelly Roll pen to actually make them white because they weren't anymore. So, but I really love how the images turned out. But guess what, guys? I'm going to be doing the most scary thing that you could ever think. Okay? I don't know why I want to do this. I just do. Okay? But let's take a minute to breathe. And get the color cubby, okay? And we're going to put the images in the color cubby, and we're going to get out the white paint, and we're going to get out the pumice stone paint. So I put a little bit of white in my little ramekin, okay? And then I also mixed in with the white. I mixed the pumice stone together. So really it was one splattery thing of white and pumice stone together. Dude, if you're gonna be my assistant, you have to be quiet when I do voiceovers.
Okay, fine.
Oh, sad face. So now I've put both Frost and Sparkle Shimmer Spritz, pumice stone and white acrylic mixed together for my wintry, blizzardy background, all over my background and all over my images, and this is what it looks like. I think it turned out fantastic. So I still need a few more pieces to cut to build my card. I'm gonna use a piece of this Lawn Fawn raspberry cardstock and a Spellbinders ribbon banner die, and I'm going to emboss this as well as cut this out so it has those nice embossed edges on it as well. And I got a little bit of adhesive on my die cut, so I had to use so I stamped one of the sentiments from the Wanna Build a Snowman stamp set that says, you guessed it, do you wanna build a snowman? I stamped it with Versamark ink and heat embossed it with Hero Art's silver embossing powder on a fog cardstock. I'm taking the circle die and cutting a piece of Lawn Fawn white glitter cardstock. I'm also using the new Slopey Joes from Heffy Doodle to cut out my little glittery snowbank here. So I'm going to use that piece to kind of put towards the bottom of my scene. So I'm taking my scrapbook.com tape runner adhesive and applying it to the back of my Ink Blended Hills piece. I've cut the Stargazer backdrop die and I've cut a circle from the center of it. And I need to use it to line up that piece. I'm taking Scotch 3M foam tape and popping up the back of the Stargazer panel die so that it's slightly elevated. I used 2 of the stitched circle dies to create this stitched frame to go around my scene. I've cut this all from white wood grain cardstock by Lawn Fawn. I'm using the Lawn Fawn glue tube to adhere my snowy snowbank, glittery snowy snowbank, glittery whatever. I've used a combination of different adhesives to adhere all the elements to my card. The liquid adhesive is definitely on this snowman in the back of the scene, but I'm using a glue dot to adhere these two together on the back of the lower snowman's head, and then I'm putting Scotch 3M foam tape behind them so that they're popped up next to the snowman. I also used Scotch 3M foam tape to adhere this ribbon banner underneath all of them. It kind of reminds me of a snow globe. Anyway, I stamped the scripty Winter Wishes sentiment in Distress Oxide and Picked Raspberry on Nina 110-pound cardstock and cut it. I fussy cut this, but there will be coordinating dies. I used the Heffy Doodle strips of ease to cut out that silver embossed sentiment and then popped it up with some Scotch 3M foam tape as well and adhered that to my card front. And then I have these wooden stars that are just veneers, and I'm going to adhere those with some Lawn Fawn glue tube. But that's it, guys. That is my card. I'm going to leave you with some close-ups of what the card looks like. Follow me, follow Heffy Doodle on social media. I love to interact with you there. Please leave me a comment down below, and until next time.